Hi boys and girls, this is Mrs. Twisdale. I'm here to teach you lesson 2.4, Simplifying Factors. This goes with Standard 6, number system B4. And our objective today is I can simplify fractional factors by using the greatest common factor. We've used the greatest common factor before, and so you'll have to recall your math lesson previously. Now today's lesson, Simplifying Fractions, makes fractions easier. It's also called cross-canceling. Now, this lesson is just a trick for you, or a tool, a strategy. If it is harder for you to simplify this, then you don't have to use it. Now, I'm going to show you two ways. Please write these both in your notes side of your notebook. The first way is the original way. It's to simplify the product. So normally, when we are multiplying fractions, we multiply 2 times 7. Oops. 2 times 7 over 5 times 10. 2 times 7 gives me 14. 5 times 10 gives me 50. And then I'm going to divide each of these by 2, which gives me 7/25. So that's the normal. This is the old school way of doing this. I'm going to show you another way that you can also use. Remember, if you like the first way, that is totally fine. So let me show you the next way. So another way is to simplify before multiplying. So what you're going to do is, as you look at your numbers you're going to multiply, you think to yourself, cross-canceling. So you're going to go across and see if there's any factors that they share. So 2 and 10. 2 and 10 share a factor of 2. So you can actually cancel out a 2 from each of these numbers. So 2 divided by 2 equals 1. And 10 divided by 2 equals 5. And so now I have 1 times 7 over 5 times 5. This is the same problem, by the way. And it gives me 7/25. So I got to that same answer, but I just simplified before I multiplied. Okay? And I think, here's another example. So let me show you on this one. So remember, we're looking to multiply across, cross-canceling. So here I have 5 and 15, and they share a factor of 5. So I can cross-cancel. 5 divided by 5 is 1. 15 divided by 5 is 3. You see that? So let me just say that one more time. So I took a 5 out of 5 and 15. 5 divided by 5 was 1. 15 divided by 5 was 3. Now I'm going to look this way. 8 and 14, they also share a factor of 2. So if I divide 14 by 2, it leaves me with 7. 8 divided by 2 leaves me with 4. Now I have 1 times 7 and 4 times 3 equals 7/12. So this is, again, just a way to avoid simplifying the product. You can simplify before you multiply. Let's see. Here's a try it problem. So I want you to look at, and I used the dot for multiply. I want you to look at this and see if you can simplify. You can do either the first way or the second way. Okay, so I'm going to show you the cross-cancel way, even though you could have done the other way. So I'm looking right here, and 2 and 8 share a factor of 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1. That's supposed to say divided by 2. I can't write that small. 8 divided by 2 is 4. Also, 3 and 9. Remember, it has to be across and on the diagonal. 3 divided by 3 is 1. 9 divided by 3 is 3. I have 1 times 1, and 4 times 3 equals 1/12. Okay. If you would have done it the other way, let's see if I can erase this here. Let me just show you what it looks like if you would have done it the first way, without cross-canceling. If you would have done it without cross-canceling, we have the same answer, so I'm just going to leave the answer. You do 3 times 2 is 6. 8 times 9 is 72. Then you divide each of these by 6, which leaves you with 1/12. So both ways work. It's totally your opinion what one works better for you. Okay, here's another problem. Go ahead and try it on this one. So, to solve this problem, I cross-canceled my 7s. Oops. Let's see. Can I scoop the fork again? Okay. 7 divided by 7 is 1, and 7 divided by 7 is 1. And then I also can cross-cancel my 4 and 12. 4 goes into 4 once, and 4 goes into 12 3 times. 1 times 1 and 1 times 3 equals 1/3. So sometimes this way can actually save you a lot of extra multiplication. So I prefer cross-canceling. Not everyone does, but... Okay, so now I want you to pause and I want you to reflect. Explain why you cannot simplify before multiplying or cross-cancel when finding this answer here. So pause your video and type in what you think. So I hope you noticed the reason why you cannot cross-cancel here is because 3 and 7 don't share a factor, and 5 and 6 don't share a factor. You might say to yourself, well, Mrs. Twisdale, 3 and 6 do. But remember, in order to cross-cancel, you do have to cross top to bottom or bottom to top, okay? So you can do 3 like up and down this way or across this way. You cannot go straight across, though. That cross-canceling does not work. So that's why you cannot cross-cancel this problem here. You would just have to solve it. So 3/5 times 6/7 will give me 18/35, and that would be my answer. And if you've cross-canceled correctly, it should already be simplified. And since we couldn't cross-cancel, it is simple. Okay, another reflection. What happens to your answer if you cross-canceled a factor, but it wasn't the GCF? So here, I'm going to show you an example, and then I'm going to have you write your answer. For example, 5 and 7, I can't take out a factor, but 6 and 12, what if I took out a 2? Oh, sorry. I divide these by 2. So that left me with 3, and this left me with 6. So now I have 3 times 5 over 7 times 6. Okay? I want you to think about it. What happens? Go ahead and pause your video and type in what you think would happen. So if you cross-cancel a factor, it will just make sure that it'll make it so that your answer is not all the way simplified. So 15 divided by 15/42 can actually still be simplified by 3. Oops, I don't know if I can write that small. Which would be 5 and 14. Okay, which we would have gotten, and stay with me here, this is kind of confusing, if I would have taken out a 6 instead of a 2, watch. And then I would have had 1 times 5 is 5. 7 times 2 is 14. So, again, if you take out a factor, but it's just not the greatest common factor, all it means is that your answer needs to be simplified again. So, if you do get the greatest common factor simplified out, though, you won't have to resimplify. Okay, here's another practice problem. Go ahead and try it. All right, so I simplified. I said 3 goes into 3 1 times, 3 goes into 6 2 times, and now I have 1 times 1 over 4 times 2. Remember, I cannot simplify these because it's not top to bottom, it's across, so that cannot be simplified. So now I have 1/8. Abigail, shh. One more problem. Go ahead and try it on your own. Okay. I simplified. I said, oh, get rid of those 5s. They're both 1s. Remember, I'm canceling things out. 1 times 1 over 4 times 1 equals 1/4. So I wonder how many of you prefer this, don't prefer it. Here's your last problem for this lesson. This is a try it story problem. After a picnic, 5/12 of the cornbread is left over. Mr. Twisdale eats 3/5 of the leftover cornbread. What fraction of the cornbread did he eat? Okay, so what I need to do, remember that word of right here, of the cornbread, means, and of the leftover cornbread, it means multiply. So I have 5/12 multiplied by 3/5 of the cornbread. And I can cross cancel. I don't have to, but I'm going to. I can cross cancel here because 3 goes into 12 4 times. Oops. Did you notice I put a 3 right there? Well, that wasn't cross canceling. I cross canceled incorrectly. That should be a 1. And Mr. Twisdale ate 1/4 of the cornbread. Now, he probably would have actually eaten all of it because he loves cornbread, but in this fake story, he only ate 1/4 of it. Okay, boys and girls, that's all of this lesson today. If you need any help with cross-canceling, please let me know. If you get it but you don't like it, that's fine. You don't have to use it. It is just another strategy. That's all for today. Have a great day of learning.